Hi, I'm Ben, and this is my spoiler review for Transformers 1. So if you don't want to know any spoilers, don't watch this video. Um, if you see if you didn't saw my other video and you're wondering where I am, I'm at my aunt and uncle's house with my mom because she's finished chemotherapy. If you saw my other videos, I mentioned my mom's been feeling sick, but she's doing really better. But she's already finished chemotherapy and now she's gonna do some radiation. But in between that, she wanted to visit her sister, my aunt and uncle. So we're gonna visit them. But I saw the Transformers movie in theaters, and it was a really great movie. The relationship that Megatron and or D27 had was really epic. Like my dad even mentioned, it kind of reminded him of Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, like how they were friends, but then they became enemies. And when you see him become Megatron, it was like really intense, and how Orion Pax became Optimus. And okay, so here's the spoiler part. So if you notice, they have holes in their chest, but that's supposed to be where their orbs that helps them transform. But Sentinel Prime, that's Sentinel Prime, he's introduced as a hero, but he's the one that destroys the Primes, and he's working with the Quintessons to try to take over the place. And boy, is Sentinel Prime revealed to be evil, and the way Megatron straight up kills Sentinel Prime is like, whoa, like he rips him in half. In this version, D23, Megatron, and Orion Pax, they start out as worker boss, like miners, but I've seen other versions, they like to change up the origin story. And the animation kind of reminds me, I said this in my other review, but I really like the animation. It does remind me of like a cinematic version of like the Bionicle movies, like Black Nerd Comedy pointed this out, but you know how in the early 2000s and 90s there are those epic serious CG shows, like this, like a theatrical movie version of that, and it still really reminds me of the Bionicle movies I grew up as a kid. I really love watching those movies, and it kind of reminds me of like the mouth, the eyes, and how realistic they try to make it, and it was a really great watch. And even the part where they become transformers, like the one of the primes that give them the power to transform and the energy, even that kind of remind me of Bionicle 2, Legends of Metro Nui, where the Matorian became Toa. Like, it reminded me of that part a lot. And they have the Arachnid bot from the other Transformers shows. She's in here, and she's like Sentinel Prime's second in command, or general, or partner in this. And it's funny how they start out. Like, Orion Pax is like the cocky guy who likes to get into trouble to do the right thing. And D23 is kind of like the guy who wants to play it safe and just do it as it does. But when he becomes a transformer, when you realize Sentinel Prime's a liar, he really goes crazy, and then he starts the Decepticons. There's a mid-credit scene and an after-end credit scene I should have mentioned, where they're like, where are the Decepticons? And they smash and they put the symbols on, and the symbols were from like Megatronus Prime, like one of the primes that was named Megatronus, and D27, like that's his hero, so that's where he got the symbol. And you see Starscream and Shockwave, and Soundwave gets the logo, and it's really neat how they look. And Starscream, like he's like a different leader, or like a guards, and so but they become Decepticons at the very end, and they follow Megatron, so it's really intense how they do that. And you see Optimus Prime, like you see him sacrifice himself, and he earns the Matrix of Leadership because he deems worthy, and he becomes Optimus Prime. I really like this. I like that it's on Cybertron. I like because we've seen the Transformers movies where they're on Earth, and we see human characters, but I like that this is the first time we're getting like they're on Cybertron with the Transformers, because we've seen them with on Earth and with the human characters. I like that it's with the Transformers and they're the main characters, because I really like that show Rooster Teeth made with the Transformers series. I like that show on Netflix. I really like that series. So I was really excited to see how they do this movie. It was really well done. I really like the animation. I like how the characters are. They're a lot of fun. And Scarlett Johansson voiced Alita 1, and she does a really great job voicing her. And she has some funny lines and some butt kicking lines. I really thought that's funny. And there is some adult humor, like Badass Citron. I can't believe they said ass in this show. I still know if I think this is still made for kids, but the parents are gonna have a fun conversation with their children. Oh boy. But what did you thought about the movie? I had a really great time. What are your thoughts? And that's my review for Transformers 1. It was an epic movie. I hope you all enjoyed it and see you next time.